What is up guys, it is Simba here and welcome to another league racing video on the channel. And today we have reached the halfway point of the SLR season. This is round number 9 for the French Grand Prix. If you go on to enjoy this video, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. We've just made some IRL F1 content, but the league racing content isn't going anywhere. Sorry it's been a while in between videos, but we're going to press on here in Le Castellet, the French Grand Prix for this episode. So I'm feeling pretty good pace wise around here. Qualifying pace seems pretty strong and race pace seemed alright as well, so we're going to see if we can carry that into the real thing as we go around the last corner. DRS wide open towards the line. It's not been the best of laps, but we'll take this as a 30.2. I'll take that for the first lap.
Less than one lap of fuel left now. The tank's pretty
What was
much
it?
empty.
That was mid-point 2. I did a 0.4 first. So you can hear me being quite satisfied with that lap, considering the first sector was quite bad. As you heard me say, we did a 0.4. It doesn't look like we're going to go faster in the first sector though, as we make an absolute hash of it. It's a 0.3 first, and that's not great. It's not great. It's not a great first sector. A good first sector around this track would be, you know, a 0.2, a 0.1, and a really good first sector is a 0.0, which I've done once around this track. But we're going to press on with the lap, but we over-rotate through turns 8 and 9, and we lose the car through turn 9, and that's the end of that lap, and that one is in the bin. And we're going to have to go again for one more lap. You can see we've dropped down from P5 to P12, so we need this lap as we come around the final corner. DRS wide open, and it is time to clutch up in qualifying. We haven't done that a lot this season. Let's see if we can do it this time. Turn 1, 5th gear, nicely done on the curb, and we actually pick a lot more confidence through turn 2, which is where we were struggling before. You can see we have gained just over a tenth going through turns 3 and 4. We're a bit hesitant here last time. Again, lots of curb on the inside. Through turn 5, slow in, fast out, and through 6. Again, you want to try and maximise the curb usage on the right hand side. But once again, it's a 0.3 first sector. So the first sector, it seems that we've struggled a little bit in the first sector, dropping at least 1 or 2 tenths to the other guys in the field. But we're still pressing on here through turns 8 and 9. Nicely done on the curbs. 4th gear on the curb, through on the inside of turn 9, and a good run out of that chicane. And now we are just under 2 tenths up. We've done a 49.8 in the middle sector. We're 2 tenths up on Andres' middle sector, so we've really put in a solid shift in the second part of the lap. And as we go through the final part of the lap, this right-hander, you have to be so patient, and we touched the curb on the inside there. You don't really want to do that. As we go through this left-hander, a late apex, short shifting up to 5th gear, mid-apex for the traction towards this final corner, maximising the curb, down to 4th gear, really trying to get that rotation in, down to 3rd, short shifting to 4th, mid-apex, which is a bit of a bad habit, and it costs us a little bit on the exit, but DRS wide open, towards the line we go, and that is a 30.001.
Corner as well. Could have been maybe 6 or that.
What did I do?
Yeah.
Oh
actually,
my
we had
days.
that.
I did that with the 0.3 first sector.
I think.
So as you can see, we have ended up P7 here in qualifying, just ahead of our teammate SLR Medal, and I was quite happy with that. You know, we pretty much maximised qualifying. The maximum we were going to get is P6, P7, and it was really close. So we've got the pace in qualifying. Let's see if we can show it in the race. So, time for the main event of the weekend, the race. Hard tyres on the wagon. We're going to go to the mediums later on in the Grand Prix. Pretty much the main strategy on this game as we rev up to 5 red lights for the French Grand Prix. Let's see what we can do here. And we are underway here in Paul Ricard for potentially the last time in league racing, as that is a very good start for us. We use the overtake to get past Jam. Let's see if we can make something happen in a turn 1.
Whoa.
Whoa! What is happening there?
Holy fuck. You okay?
I'm alive, I think.
Holy fuck.
Oh my god.
Oh. Well, okay.
What is happening here?
Sorry, I went. Sorry, I see you on that side.
Okay, no issues with tyre wear for now.
Whoa.
Keep taking care of
Mate,
it.
12.
you hit the back of me. You just hit the back.
I don't know how we got away with that. That was our fault. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. That was quite bad. I don't know what I was doing there. We somehow don't have damage, and we're up into P6. But at this point, I felt really bad because Jam got hit by us as well, and somehow we're still alive as we get the stupidest warning for track limits on lap 3. We've even managed to knock over the 50-meter board as well. But the main thing is now we're trying to stay within Elite Risk's DRS range. He's at the car ahead of us, and we've just missed out. Which means we're going to have to use some of our ERS. You can see us draining the battery down this back straight towards turns 8 and 9. Just to make sure we can keep up with him, because DRS is so crucial around this track. Because it's nigh on impossible to overtake. So it's just going to be trying to maintain some battery, trying to make sure we don't get silly warnings like that. That is warning number 2 within the first 3 laps of this Grand Prix. So now we've got to do 24 laps of the Paul Ricard circuit without getting a warning. It's not going to be easy. We've made things really hard for ourselves, and we just want to try and get up close to Elite Risks, because he's actually struggling around here. He was actually hating driving around this track with no assists on whatsoever, and that includes the racing line as well. As yeah, he was really hating it, and his pace doesn't seem to be as quick as he normally is. So if we could get past him, that would be pretty good. We'll give ourselves half a chance to get within the top 4 fight, and maybe secure our top 5 as well. We'll see what happens. But lap 5, we've got the DRS wide open. We've used quite a lot of battery at this stage of the Grand Prix. Sorry, cleared the throat. As we've used a lot of battery, and that is in response to everyone else around us who have also decided to do it. You can see Elite Risk is a little bit wayward of the exit of turn 9, but yeah, we're just staying right behind him, just making sure that we just don't use too much battery at this stage, as it's so easy to use battery. But someone who definitely is using a lot of VRS is TVA Ogwin, who qualified 18th on the grid. He had a shocking qualifying. He's on the mediums. He's pushing hard, and what you're about to see here, we've skipped to lap 7. We've let Jam through, and we've let Ogwin through. I let Jam through because I felt bad for the first lap, and then Ogwin, I wasn't trying to fight him, and then, oh dear, we've just got a penalty. On lap 8, you can tell I'm reacting to this a little bit differently than I normally would, because this race was done 2 weeks ago, and I can't really fully remember what happened, but there you go. We've just got ourselves a 3-second time penalty in the first third of this Grand Prix, so we're really making things difficult for ourselves.
Okay, we've been given a time penalty. It will go against our finishing time at the end of the race. Get your head down and let's get it done.
I looked at chat for 1 moment and I got a penalty. And you can hear me say, I looked at chat for 1 little moment going into turn 1, and that was enough to get me a penalty. So yeah, just a silly error. You got to be locked in these races, and the 1 moment you are not in the zone is the moment where you'll make a silly error, and that is your race ruined. As we skip to lap 10, you can see Jam and Ogwin are starting to run away from the struggling Alpine of Elite Risks, and it's a bit frustrating because if we passed him, we would have been with Jam and Ogwin, but now we've got Jam's brother Ham right behind us.
No, Ham, don't do this, mate.
You can hear me say, don't do this. I'm not really a fan of trying to defend here, but he's keeping it in anyway.
Ham! You absolute twat! What's happened, mate?
Fucking idiot. Why did he keep it in there? Why are you even trying to overtake that? Prick.
Okay, this is Mark.
How's
I need
that
you
a
to
warning?
stop cutting the corners. If you keep it up, the stewards are going to give you a penalty.
And we've had another collision with the Williams. He's actually just retired in the pits.
Honestly.
And he's scoring no points, and we're down in P12.
So stupid.
Sorry, Simba.
Okay,
That's annoying, but just get to the end and we'll see what we can get.
Did you get any damage, Brad?
Somehow again, no damage, but what a fucking idiot.
He lost his 4 front wings, so if that is any consolation for you.
and you can hear Medal and Darren asking me about the situation. The good thing for us is we don't have damage, and Ham has just retired from the race. So as a result, we're not really going to report him for it, because we're not going to gain anything out of reporting him for it. If he carried on and he finished ahead of us, then we would have got a penalty. We would have sent that into the stewards. But looking at it now, 2 weeks later, I think it's a 50-50 split.
Okay, so
he told me that it wasn't really the best place to go for a move, and then I didn't really leave much space on the inside going through that right-hander. But yeah, we're going to try and keep pushing. And unfortunately for us, we've got Rigsy right on our gearbox, and we don't have any ERS to play with here, so it's going to be a very easy move for the AlphaTauri.
Okay, we've lost a position. That's us down a place.
Okay, we're gonna do some jump me to win now.
Do we need to know? You can go in there if you want. I'll do one more.
No, I'll do one more. And if you... Oh, no, actually. No, I should have come on. Oops.
You can hear me talking to my teammate Medal about strategy, and he thinks that he should have gone in there, and honestly, he should have, but we're still chatting about strategy the following lap.
Will you make the end on the mediums? I'll make it. Okay. Here you go first then. I'll send.
So lap 15, now we're going to box at the end of this lap for the medium compound tyres to get to the end of the race. Now this is another mistake that I made during the race with my teammate. In hindsight, he should have pitted first, because he's the car in front and Rigsy has just gone for an undercut attempt. So it has made absolutely no sense to have me, the car behind, stop first. I'm not going to gain much out of it anyway, but regardless, medium tyres going on the wagon, and we're going to see where we end up. And I think at this moment in time, this is the moment where we realise how badly our race has gone since the collision with Ham a few laps ago. Because as we come out of the pits, we are going to be plumb last, I think. Yes, we are. We are plumb last. We are behind Darren, we're behind Rigsy and Andres. And I wasn't fighting the two cars in front of me right now, earlier in this Grand Prix. So, yeah, very, very deflating. And we're going to see if we can try and get something out of this race. But I fear that there's not going to be much to fight for here, as Rigsy and Andres are fighting each other. Meanwhile...
Oh, what the... Come on. I don't get it.
Unlucky, though.
I'm the warning. What the hell? What?
Darren has completely flown off the track, and he got a warning as well. So he's just come back from Narnia, and he's back on the track, and he has, yeah, he's lost out on DRS as well. He actually undercut us, but we managed to get a free position. So cheers for that, Darren. We can try and push on. Turner sets the fastest lap of the race. He got pole position, and he's looking for his first win in this season. The championship leader has yet to win a race so far. He's looking for it here to beat Griffiths and Midzi to the flag. As meanwhile for us, we're going to realise that we've inadvertently screwed over our teammate.
Yeah, I shouldn't have done that. I should have.
You can hear Medal being like, yeah, we shouldn't have stayed out. And yeah, in hindsight, we talked about this after the race as well, and honestly, that was the worst strategy I've ever seen in my life. So yeah, both of us kind of struggling on the strategic front, as there are yellow flags. I think that is for Sora. I think he's spun off, as we're going to try and pass Rigsy now with the DRS, and we complete the move going into turn 8. We are up into P11. We could still get P10. Andres also has a 3-second penalty, but unfortunately he's pulled away from us. And yeah, the pace wasn't really there on the mediums.
Oh, what? That's a penalty. Oh my god.
Fuck off. That is a joke. We get another penalty, and yeah, that kind of just sums up the race, doesn't it? The tyres are starting to go off a little bit, and yeah, we don't seem to be on the pace. We're currently P11, and yeah, it could have been so much more in this race. But now that means it is pretty much game over for us, so instead, we're going to try and play the team game and help our teammate.
Okay. Cheers, mate.
Yeah, that's got to be done at the point.
Okay, I'll push and I'll see what I can do.
If we get 1 point, I'll just So there you go. We have let our teammate through. He seemed quicker on the medium tyres, and unfortunately for us, that's where we stayed for the rest of the race. I didn't think I'd have to do that at some point, but Medal has been a lot more consistent than us this season, and he's actually going to try and see if he can get any cars ahead on penalties. But for us, the pointless streak continues. It's P11 on track,
Okay.
but it's
Good.
P12 at the end of the day. Fuck it.
Fuck, I was supposed to soar and...
Fucking hell. And there you go. Race done. That is P12 here today in the French Grand Prix. Medal did end up getting elite risks on penalties as well, and we were literally fighting him at the start of the Grand Prix. We were also near Jam and Ogwin as well, so a top 7 would have been on the cards today, but that collision with Ham completely ruined the race. The pace was fine, but yeah, another pointless race. It is now 4 races in a row without points, and we have dropped from 9th to 13th in the championship. It has not been a good first half to the season, I will be the first to admit. We've had some bad luck, we've had some really poor performances, and as a result you can't really do that at such a high level. So next up is Silverstone, our home race, a track that has treated us well in the past, but we have to treat it as if it's another race, and we just pick up sticks and we go again. So until then, take care. I'll see you all in Silverstone.